If you're sitting at dinner with your friends and you're texting somebody who's not there, that's a problem. That's an addiction, right? If you wake up and you check your phone before you say good morning to your girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse, you have an addiction. And like all addiction, in time, it'll destroy relationships, it'll cost time, and it'll cost money, and it'll make your life worse.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, these are weaponized. You have social statisticians and scientists and researchers and people in lab coats, literally best minds of our generation, figuring out how to addict you to the news.
Yes.
And if you fall for it, if you get addicted, your brain will get destroyed. So the modern struggle as an individual is learning how to resist these things in the first place, drawing your own boundaries, and there's no one there to help you.
I'd say the biggest problem that it creates is like being stagnant in life. Every human being on the planet has evolved to experience bad emotions. It's a feature, it's not a bug. So negative emotions are powerful sources of information and motivation. Now what we're seeing is a generation of people who can use technology to run away from their problems.
So when significant stress starts to show up in their lives, they're not turning to a person, they're turning to a device, they're turning to social media, they're turning to these things which offer temporary relief. We know, the science is clear, we know that people who spend more time on Facebook suffer higher rates of depression than people who spend less time on Facebook.
It's not real. Nobody's posting their pain. Nobody's posting the days when they don't give a fuck, or they're contemplating, suicidal ideation. Nobody's posting that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're posting all the good, or on those dark moments when they come out on the other side, they post the other side. But no one's posting the darkness. That's why you gotta take that social media with a grain of salt. Because at this point, we're all addicted.
These people that you're comparing yourself to, you don't really know very well. What that means is that you see their shiny outside, but you don't see the reality of their life. Maybe you're in California, see someone speeding down the road in a convertible Porsche, and you think, oh man, what a lucky bastard. And the truth of the matter is that he's thinking about wrapping his expensive sports car around the next cement pillar that he comes close to. You can't tell, and people have hard lives, and even people who are comparatively fortunate have hard lives. And so the ideal that you're observing that makes you jealous and resentful is in large part an illusion that's created by your own mind.
You should showcase all the great things in your business. You should showcase all the great things that are happening in your life. But what's not happening is people aren't necessarily going on and talking about the real stuff that's happening behind the scenes. So it's really easy to think that you are so alone in whatever mess is going on because you're scrolling and you're seeing all these fabulous things. And so subconsciously, we start to build this belief that whatever's going on in our life just isn't good enough because it doesn't look like that. But we have to remember that that's not real.
Turn it off. That's what I would say. It's hard for young people now because they're hooked. They're addicted. If you don't think you're addicted, and I'm talking about anyone, from the highest to the lowest, if you don't think you're addicted, then see if you can turn it off for a week.
If we were to look at ourselves through the lens of an experiment, like we would an animal experiment, we think that animal is sick. If you saw an animal digging in the corner, looking for a bone, the dog is looking, you'd think, that's really sad. That's us.
You can't stop yourself because there's this awareness, a latent awareness that as soon as I disengage from this behavior, I'm going to experience a kind of a pain, right? Of falling away, a missing that feeling, a wanting more of it. And of course, one way to combat that is to do it more, right? And more and more and more.
It's continually pressing on your nucleus accumbens that produces dopamine. Continually pressing on the pleasure centers in your brain. But the problem with that is the more you press on them, they begin to become numb. And you need more and more excitement, more and more stimulation in order to feel anything at all.
Everybody is looking at other people's social media, what they believe to be other people's lives, which is only a snapshot of other people's lives, and feeling envy about that. Envy is the great destroyer.
The happiness killer.
It is the happiness killer.
Get off social media.
That would be my honest advice. But that's a nearly impossible thing to say to a generation younger than me and my generation as well. So my advice is everything you're looking at is 90% fake.
I think the biggest thing nowadays, everybody has social media and stuff, and like sometimes you just gotta put the phone down, sometimes you gotta figure out who you are. You gotta really remove yourself from all this stuff and like maybe put down your phone for once, just think and like just sit back, and sometimes it might make you cry, you might be to go into some deep depression shit, but it'll trigger that thing in your brain to think and to figure out what you really want to do. So that's my biggest advice.
So what I encourage any and everybody to do is just understand who you are. Truly understand who you are. Learn yourself.
Yeah.
Learn yourself. Learn your pros and your cons. Get your flaws. Get them out the way, but with you, not to nobody else. This is a you and you thing.